I'm going to issue a disclaimer before we start the conversation that we're supposed to on run order. That when we started this conversation, it was not run order. It was supposed to be a chatter, and we thought we'll try and gossip about which way the Indian team is thinking. We then thought we'll narrow it down just to the openers and give you short, snackable content, like our boss likes to call it, so that the modern day viewer can consume it because long conversations is going to be a real challenge. Then we
After
found ourselves
after
for 40
commissioning after commissioning 2 hour shows every week.
That is because that is only for the manga fan base, right? It is for only your fans. So we tried to have a quick conversation department wise, openers, keepers, bowlers, and we realized it's impossible to have that conversation. So now on ESPN Cricket for Run Order, Sid Bonga, Dustin, Shashank Kishore, and myself will try and pose the kind of questions that face the very, very popular Indian T20I team. I say popular because this team's been doing amazingly since Gambhir and Surya came together, even when the test team was taking a bit of a beating, right? And now they are probably the priority team as far as Indian cricket goes with the next ICC World Cup being a T20 World Cup at home. With the Asia Cup looming, what are the questions that face the Indian team? What should they try to find the answers to starting now, given the 20 odd ODI, T20Is that they have in build up to the World Cup?
Can I start with just naming my 11, which is a very unconventional 11, which nobody else will have, and then everyone can start smashing it?
I love it, Dustin. Fire away.
Okay, let me start. Okay, so I have at the top of the order, I have Shubman Gill and Abhishek Sharma. I have Shubman Gill and not Yashasvi, Jaiswal or Sanju Samson because I think he can bat in all gears and he can fit into various different combinations. I have Shreyas Iyer number 3, not Tilak Varma. Suryakumar Yadav number 4. Axar Patel number 5. Hardik Pandya number 6. Jitesh Sharma number 7. Number 8. Selectors, listen to me, okay? Vipraj Nikam is going to be an X factor in the T20 World Cup. I have Vipraj Nikam at number 8, Kuldeep Yadav 9, Bumrah Arshdeep. That's my 11.
He has put Vipraj Nikam as the solution for number 8, who India have always struggled with, a bowler who will always give you 4 overs, but is also capable of hitting sixes, which is
And hitting sixes specifically against Yorker length bowling because of his fast hands and strong wrists. He is the only Indian all-rounder outside Axar and Hardik who are suited to batting in the death overs. Washington, Nitish Kumar Reddy, Shivam Dubey, if you consider him an all-rounder, are all better in the top 5.
yeah. No, that is an interesting choice, and it is a role-based selection which India usually are allergic to making. They out of a list of best players, they tend to pick the top scorers and top wicket takers, which do not always make best combinations. Uh,
Yeah.
maybe in a squad, Vipraj Nigam is not that outlandish an idea, where you also have a backup for it. Who it could be? Maybe Harshit Rana. Maybe I still struggle to find any number 8 in India. Which it's a shocking thing that India has so much talent in cricket, but India do not have bowlers who can hit sixes. In a squad, I'm just wondering whether you want to keep either Gill or Jaiswal, both of them, or you want to keep one of them and Sanju Samson, because in case Jitesh Sharma doesn't work, then Sanju Samson can be the backup for it. Shreyas Iyer and Tilak Varma is also a big debate. Shreyas Iyer has Shreyas Iyer has led a batting unit,
And
whereas
he's stupendous. And
Tilak
he
Varma
has
is a
and he
part
has
of a
ineffable qualities.
Shreyas Iyer has led a batting unit, whereas Tilak Varma is a part of a power packed unit where he's never the leader of the batting unit. Leader is Suryakumar Yadav most of the time. So that is the difference. But Tilak Varma has shown enough qualities, and there might be reason to
I
just
mean,
stay with the.
I'm just also stamping down. Tilak has a tremendous T20I record. Like
Yeah, and
it leapfrogs Shreyas by a long way in that sense, and his T20 record.
Yeah,
So if
but
I have to
Ronak,
challenge,
Shreyas
I
is
think
a much
Shreyas is a
better
phenomenal
he's
player.
a
I
much
think
better
Shreyas,
batter now than when he was playing
I
for
don't
India's
I
T20
don't
record.
think he's a three, and his own franchise I think conceded that point towards the end of the IPL. Shreyas' strength was to take down spin in the middle. If an opener falls early, Shreyas Iyer in the power play is not necessarily the best use of the batter that he is. Right now, if he doesn't displace Surya, he doesn't make the team. Because the minute you add both of them together, it upsets the balance that we're speaking of.
I just hope that the selectors don't repeat what they did prior to the 2024 World Cup, where 2 months before the
Yes.
tournament, the last couple of series, they brought in Rohit and Kohli back into the setup after them having not played for two
they have
years.
retired now, bro. So
No, I know
there's
that
no danger of that.
you don't want to. What I'm saying is, you don't want to bring. If you want to bring Gill and Jaiswal in, or one of them in, you try and do it now when there's a decent runway to the tournament, rather than do it in December or January when you have got a less number of matches.
Back on the question of Tilak versus Shreyas, you can't talk about T20 records because Shreyas has improved so much as a batter since he last played T20 internationals for India,
In
and he
this
can
year's
bat at
IPL.
three.
This year's
He,
IPL.
it's not a question of, oh, Shreyas can only bat at four. It's a fair question to ask Tilak or Shreyas. It's a fair debate. I would have Shreyas slightly ahead of him just based on the ceiling. He's a guy who is there a better six hitter in India than Shreyas Iyer? I don't think
What
so.
about Gautam Gambhir's strong opinion on this subject? Not, and you know the subject, right? Left and right
Yeah.
hand. So Tilak the left hander.
So
Shreyas
there
Iyer,
is merit
Shreyas,
to left right. There is merit
there
Yeah,
to
is,
left right.
yeah,
yeah.
there is. You have lefties in your side. I named Abhishek
But
Sharma as a
I
lefty, Axar Patel.
No, it's not about having lefties. It's I've seen Tilak come in at three if India lose Abhishek Sharma and Surya come in at three if India loses Sanju Samson. And I like that flexibility where it's not pinch hitters and players out of positions. It's flexibility
But
that a T20 team should
but
organically allow for.
but would you take that? Shreyas Iyer's his ceiling as a T20 batter is 200 strike rate. Tilak Varma's ceiling is also very high, but it's 170.
No, no,
So
no. I don't buy that at all. I do not buy Tilak Varma not being a 200 strike rate player. He might
he's
have
a
had a
170 strike rate
up
player.
and down, up and down. On the evidence of what? This year's IPL.
On the evidence of his career and his
His
shots,
career
and
numbers are better
that's
than
not
Shreyas Iyer's. You have
no
just
no
said that
not
Shreyas Iyer has changed as a batter, but Tilak Varma has done nothing wrong as a batter. But
he's done
anyway,
nothing wrong. I agree, but it's at 170 is not a bad strike
see,
rate. But Shreyas Iyer's ceiling is just slightly
if
higher.
we're
That's
going
all.
for ceilings, there are other places where India can also make a quality or an upgrade assessment. Whether Jaiswal has got a higher ceiling as an opening batter than say a Sanju Samson or a Shubman Gill, for that matter. So there are multiple conversations to have over there. But I think Tilak is a absolute seal in my T20 team, and I can see he's not at all in yours. So that is one conversation that can be had.
when it comes to batting in a position you're not used to, it's very easy to adjust to batting higher than your order than batting lower than anybody can open in T20. It's Marcus Stoinis has done successfully. Tim David is now batting in the top. Cameron Green is batting in the top order. They're doing very well.
Yeah.
It is not as difficult as job as it is being made out to be. So if Shreyas Iyer has to walk in at 0 for 1 at after 0.1 overs, it should not be a negative against him. He can do
Just
it.
as
It's
long as
not that.
Hazelwood is not bowling, it's fine.
I think Indian cricket finds itself at a time now where they have to accept that they shouldn't be. I like Shashank's point, don't make the same mistakes. I'm just looking at different mistakes here. There should not be an obsession over all format players at the moment. It is perfectly acceptable for a Shubman Gill, for a Sai Sudarshan to be first, perhaps Test players, then maybe ODI players. But the T20 team right now is putting most feet right. Samson is a bit of a question mark right now because you have the possibility of Jaiswal and Abhishek together, and I like it. I like the possibility, but I would still not disturb the fact that Samson gives them perhaps a little more leeway in the kind of team they can pick. If Samson gets to this series, doesn't convince the selectors or doesn't sort of shut the door on his selection, then you'll have two or three changes. You'll have a Jaiswal coming in at the top, you'll have Jitesh Sharma coming in the middle, and India will have to look at that. So for now, I wouldn't change much, but I'm looking at this as my two plan A's, if I can call it that, not a plan B, and see what actually looks better as a team. That's how I would look at it.
Maybe go with Samson plan and see if Samson can seal his place. And
Yeah.
then Rinku Singh in the middle. And Hardik Pandya and Akshar Patel are your floaters who will also give you 4 overs.
Siddharth, between Hardik, Axar, and Vipraj Nikam, you have to get 8 overs, which is
8
fair.
overs. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is doable. And you have Abhishek Sharma there as well. This is why I like the idea of multi-skilled players staying there. Don't make the same mistakes that we've seen in the past. When you have a chance to pick players for those roles rather than players who might have all performed for basically the same role, which is, I think, what Dustin and me were talking about as well. But anyway, any other pressing issue here ahead of the T20 team?
My only thing with Samson is he sometimes has these stretches of low scores. If you look
Yeah.
at his record recently in the series against England, he got out 3 times to Jofra Archer in about 20 balls. He had a similar result against Marco Jansen while playing South Africa. Will we get the answers about Samson against the absolute best bowlers in the Asia Cup? I don't know if those bowlers are playing in the Asia Cup.
Many times when India do well at a T20 Asia Cup, they actually can take very little from it because Pakistan could be hot and cold, Sri Lanka also could be hot and cold. If Samson doesn't have an amazing series, or if he fires against Hong Kong and Oman but doesn't get runs against Bangladesh and Pakistan, that is the kind of thing that could lead to an opportunity lost come the next T20I selection.
You cannot start planning your World Cup squad
Yeah.
20 matches in advance. Sanju has not had a great IPL. So that is also something that is to be kept in mind. And who knows? I mean, near the T20 World Cup, I think it's in Feb, right? So in the home series, if somebody has a great series, there might be temptation to put them in
Yeah.
because current form is a big thing.
Ahead of Rinku Singh, I like Rinku Singh as a player, but there's another player I believe has a higher ceiling as a finisher, Namandhir. What do you think of Namandhir getting there into the squad ahead of Rinku Singh?
I mean, he's a good left field pick for sure. I mean, he's got that ability, the strike rate of 180 plus in T20 cricket, and he plays that same role in domestic cricket and in the IPL. So it's not like it's a different role for him. He's been used as a floater, I think, at number 3 or 4 at times by Mumbai, but primarily he's in the lower middle order where he's got great success. So, and he can also give you 1 or 2 overs at best.
Yeah.
So it's not like he can't bowl at all. So it's not a bad left field option at all.
I like Namandhir, and I think he's next in line for Parag's place. Should Parag be injured, which he has had a recent history of injuries, etc. Of, or if there is a sudden drop in form. So what I want from this team is exactly that. I want them to look at players for roles and backups for those roles, not pick 15 of the best players as a result of having to accommodate a Jaiswal and a Sharma and a Gill and like I would hate for that to once again come in. I don't think it'll happen. I think they'll pick a 15-man squad for the
Yeah,
Asia
but
Cup, which is good preparation, and then you can always manage your reserves based on injuries.
so my 4 extra players are Prasidh, Sanju Samson as my second wicket-keeping option, which gives me flexibility to change the batting order, Namandhir, and then I think I named Kuldeep in the 11, so Varun Chakravarti would be my extra squad member.
Okay, so
The
Namandhir
balance
goes
7.
out for Riyan Parag,
Okay.
and we can agree on the rest. Where I mean, there would be a debate on Jaiswal or Gill
Yeah.
for opener.
I'd have Jaiswal over Gill. As Samson and Jitesh are my two keepers, so that is a call they make and see which one works for them. I love Vipraj Nikam. I think he should be there. He's a unique player with a unique skill set. Prasidh as well. I would have Riyan Parag over Namandhir. That's my only change. And yeah, Prasidh Krishna at the back of it's worth
No,
mentioning
and you
Prasidh
had
Krishna.
Tilak.
Yeah,
Sorry, you had
Tilak
Tilak over
Shreyas, I've
Shreyas.
said what I
Yeah.
had to. After that, I'm not
Okay.
going to say Shreyas. I feel Shreyas Iyer is not far away, but there has to be a different role that opens for Shreyas to come in. He doesn't make this team as it stands right now. Somebody gets injured, especially if that's a key batter like Surya, Shreyas is your next in line.
Batting, you can almost have a toss up and go,
Yeah.
whether it's Iyer or Iyer or Tilak, or
Tilak.
whether it is Gill or Jaiswal. I think I would prefer Jaiswal more because it's more dynamic in the power play. But having said that, Gill scores at 150 strike rate with a great control rate, which means he's still not realized his true potential of hitting.
Yeah.
He's not.
No, and
He's
this
still not taking his. If he starts taking more risks, who knows what is his
he
ceiling?
no, he did, Siddharth, in the first 3 or 4 games of this IPL. He was striking very quick in the power play. Then he took a decision based on his franchise's makeup to play differently.
Utmost clarity is important. If you're picking Shreyas Iyer at number 3, I mean, if you've got him in your plans and you think he's at number 3, you pick him. But I wouldn't like to have Shreyas in the squad and not be played, because I think with the Test series also, India have a number 6 problem that they haven't been able to fully solve in Karun Nair. So Australia A comes home for 3 matches, the 4-day games, and then there are lots of one-day games as well. So I'd have Shreyas Iyer play those 4-day games with an eye for the Test somehow.
Shashank is
If Shreyas Iyer is not back to be a number 3 or not going to be part of the first 11 at the Asia Cup.
Shashank has broader thinking than any of us, I have to say.
Yeah,
But
this
Nobody
is
has
the
thought
India
of this.
correspondent.
Sarfaraz Khan is also there for that role.
Okay, and that is where I thank Monga and Dustin and Shashank for what you can understand, the fact that we could
KL
not
Rahul is not getting in the squad. Okay.
streamline this discussion for a T20I selection tells you the multiple challenges India have. But at least this will leave you with some thoughts on what that team might look like or what decisions will go behind picking India's next T20I team with the World Cup at home in Feb. All right, thanks guys. This was ESPN Cricket for Runorder.